Well, it is a very blustery evening here at Stadium Australia. Gail Davis from Sky Sports News in the UK joins me. Gail, you've followed England throughout this journey. You've been there when Sarina Wiegman was first appointed. We've just listened to her and Millie Bright talk. What do you think the message was? What do you think the mood was?
It's just ultimate calmness. I think if you just dropped in from outer space, you would have no idea England are about to play a World Cup final. It's all process driven, but that's not rhetoric. That's just how they go about things. And she keeps it really simple, doesn't she, Sarina Wiegman? She's a very good communicator. She talked in there about the bond her players have, conversations, trust. Millie Bright talking about not scared to make mistakes. They can all go out and be themselves. And it really did feel like any other game, although we know it's not any other game. The only glimpse we got of the magnitude of the occasion was the line from Sarina that we need to play the best game of our lives.
Very interesting, I suppose, when you flip it onto the Spanish side of things. Jorge Vilda was very touchy on a few issues that we knew would come up in this press conference about players that aren't here. How much do you think Sarina Wiegman will read into the game against Spain from the Euros, last time they faced in a major competition, but also how much of that has to be left in the past?
Yeah, I think what I'd say about Spain, though, is that siege mentality is really dangerous, isn't it? You perform above what you're sometimes capable of. So I think that side of things, she will be wary, but she's definitely got a team that's mentally tough enough and resilient enough and gritty enough to cope with that. As far as the Euros is concerned, England have moved on considerably since there. But what I would say, and the thing that stands out for me is that Spain should have won that game, there's just no doubt about it. But what Sarina Wiegman was able to do that day was tinker with her tactics. And there was a scenario, I remember speaking to her after the game, and she said, I'd always planned to be in that situation. We were like, 1-0 down with 10 minutes to go. She moved Millie Bright up front. Millie Bright caused absolute carnage in the Spain defence. England equalised. They went on to win that quarter-final, and the rest is history. So what I would say is that in Sarina, we trust is the sort of motto of a lot of the England fans and players. And she knows tactically she probably has the edge over the Spanish coach. And that is huge going into a World Cup final.
Just finally, there was a moment of hilarity in the press conference where there was a bit of lost in translation where one of the journalists from Spain said that Sarina is aware that she's going to become the next manager of the England men's team.
Yeah, there was a few, I thought you were going to say the sliding doors moment that she really didn't understand.
But one line finally that stood out for me was Millie Bright saying it's we before me.
Yeah.
And that really summed up the way in which she's a part of this team, such an integral part of this team, but how everybody is made to feel the same way. Even a question about Lauren James and whether or not the trust is still there for Sarina. Yeah. She handled that really well. You just get the sense that there isn't much that can really faze this England team mentally.
No, there really isn't. And I think that when you look at the sort of hurdles that we've overcome, and it's different to what's been going on in Spain, but you lose your captain before you fly out to a World Cup. There's a massive fitness doubt over your current captain in Millie Bright, who hadn't played since March. You lose your top scorer in Beth Mead. You lose your playmaker in Fran Kirby. You don't have Jill Scott, you don't have Ellen White. That is the heart of this team, sort of ripped apart. Then Lauren James, well, you saw what happened with Kira Walsh. I mean, it's extraordinary that she's been playing, she's going to play a World Cup final. You've got the Lauren James suspension, but I think it's all very calm and very pragmatic. The Nigeria game was probably the one that really was the almost kind of that sliding doors, if you like, moment, and they have pushed on from there. So I do. It's Millie's a different sort of captain to Leah Williamson, but she's one that has absolutely relished this role. And I spoke to Emma Hayes, her club manager, yesterday. She was born for this moment. She really is no nonsense. In that kind of maybe Tony Adams mould of Arsenal, Vieira mould, just go, King, go, get it done, set the tone. And even she was tiny bit of emotion there when she talked about the journey that she's been on. But yeah, it's all about the team first, isn't it? And she knows that tomorrow England get it right, and it'll be huge. I mean, history-making, game-changing, superstardom. It's everyone keeps saying to me, how are you feeling about the final? It's like, I can't think about that yet. I have to get to that point tomorrow because there was still so much to do.
Still so much to do, but it will be decided here, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, the kick-off at Stadium Australia, Spain against England for the right to be crowned FIFA Women's World Champion.